How do you think shot selection's been overall for you guys over the last 5 games?
It's been tough. We definitely went over film and seeing how we're taking a lot of bad shots and not working the ball around. But I feel like each game has gotten better. The last game we took better shots. There's still some bad shots that we're taking, which is going to happen. But overall, I think it's getting better. We're starting to work the ball around. It's just making the good shots, and getting the ball to go in the net.
With your shooting recently, how much of that is just you're dealing with your thumb?
A little bit. It's just mental right now. I've gotten a lot of shots up. I'm working through it when it first happened, and it's just staying with it, staying positive, and knowing that it's going to go in. It's been dropping most of the time. I feel like a little bit was off with my touch around the basket last game. I'm trying to get the ball in on easy layups that I usually make, but it's whatever. It's basketball. It's going to go in. It's going to happen. You got to work through the adversities that hit you.
How much of the shot selection is just guys pressing, trying to get out of the slump?
It's tough to say. I feel like we haven't been working the ball around a lot, so we're late in the shot clock, or we're not usually driving the ball or feeding inside out. So a lot of our shots are coming from the perimeter, where it's easy for teams to contest and make us take tough, difficult shots. It's just letting the offense come and getting into the flow and working the ball around and finding an open person. That's when our shots and everybody's gonna start being able to make them. That's what happened in the beginning of the season when everybody was getting shots, everybody was making them. We were moving the ball around, working, getting the shots that we wanted, and we need to get back to that.
How important is it for your game, especially, to kind of get the ball in rhythm in a spot where you can, take the ball off the bounce or something like that?
It's key, especially me. I'm athletic. I like to get into the rim. I like creating in transition and getting to the basket, getting fouls, getting dunks, things like that. So the movement of the ball is really key for a lot of us, not only me, but Isaac as well and Bryce. When the ball's moving, everybody's getting the ball where they want it and in the spots where they can be effective, and once we do that, once we get the ball moving and work the offense and trust in the system, things are going to get back to where they were.
Coach Alford was talking about how much pressure there is just being a point guard on any team in a situation like that. How do you think Bryce has kind of handled these last few games with the struggles he's had shooting?
He's tough, Things aren't always going to go your way. I've struggled in games as well in the last month. It's just staying positive, staying with it. He knows how to play the game of basketball. He has a great mentor in his father, helping him through it, and he's going to get back to the Bryce that we know, making shots, making passes, running the offense. You always go through a slump in the season, and it was just his time, and we're going to work through it. I've talked to him. He's mentally prepared for these 2 games coming up and getting back on track. So I have total confidence and belief that he's going to be able to run the team and be the point guard that we know he can be.
Do you think that Kentucky loss set you guys back maybe a little bit more than you would initially thought after that game?
No, it's tough, when you get embarrassed like that on TV. But I feel like we have a group of guys who are still hungry and still motivated. Teams have been blown out in the past, and they've gone on to do great things. Teams have lost multiple games in a row. They've gone on to make the tournament, make a run in the tournament. So it's not really a setback. It's just really tightening up what we need to do. That was a game that really exposed the lack of moving the ball on offense and our defense. And our defense has picked up from that game. It's still slowly but surely picking up the offense and getting the ball moving around. And once that happens, everything's going to be okay because our defense is showing a lot of improvements. We're getting goals that we've been wanting, that we haven't been getting in the Kentucky game and the Gonzaga game. So that's improvement. It's just the offense part that needs to come.
How much do you guys worry about the 5-loss streak potentially hurting your NCAA tournament resume?
We're not really worried about it. Coach talked to us after we got back from the Utah game. Oregon was an example that he used. Oregon lost 6 games in a row, and they made a run in the tournament. It's just tightening up the things that we need to tighten up on and starting to believe in one another and believe in what this team can do. We can do great things. We have a lot of potential, got a lot of young guys who have a lot of talent and can produce for us to make a great push in the conference and in the conference tournament. So it's just believing in what we can do.